another vlog. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Sarah. I'm an intermittent faster since 2012, and I love to train to get stronger. And if you're not new to my channel, well, welcome back. I really appreciate that you watch my videos. Thanks. This week I wanted to talk about two topics. The first one being habits, healthy habits that can help you adhere to your nutrition. Adherence is the secret sauce. If you can be consistent, then, well, you're going to get results. So I wanted to share with you some of my habits because, well, heck, maybe they'll help you. Coco, stop it. So I paid attention to everything that I do on a weekly basis, and I noticed that I tend to do the same things over and over, which might explain why I'm able to adhere to my approach to nutrition. I recommend you go to the same grocery store. I go to the same grocery store every single week. I know exactly where the things are that I want to buy. Here's what really helps me stay on track. I buy the same food every single week. I always buy fruit, and I'll change that up depending on what's in season. I always get a salad, and I have fun changing it up. I might use spinach sometimes, other times I'll use lettuce, and I can put different veggies on it. And I always get protein sources, chicken, Greek yogurt, egg whites. And then I will always buy something very high in fiber, whether that's a high fiber cereal. And then I'll always buy myself a treat that I can have every day, because I believe that that is the secret to success. I don't think it's possible to follow a strict regimen every single day of your life. I think that you have to let yourself have one little treat every single day. And for me, that's typically bread. So my trick for my bread so that I don't eat it all, I keep it in the freezer so I can take out one and thaw it, and that way I won't end up binging on the whole bag of bagels. So I challenge you for the next 2 weeks to keep going to the same grocery store and buying the exact same things and picking up your treat. And that could be anything. I mean, for me, I told you it's bread, but maybe for somebody else, it's a little mini cupcake. Just by listening to me, you know that I don't follow a meal plan. That doesn't work for me. In my opinion, a meal plan is nothing more than an eating disorder typed up onto an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So I am a flexible dieter, and I do track my calories and macros. And a lot of you are like, oh, I don't want to do that. Well, guess what? Because I tend to eat the same things all the time, I don't have to track my macros because I'm a creature of habit. But if I'm changing things up, well then, yeah, I'm going to track. I'm also an intermittent faster. I mentioned that at the beginning of the video. And that has really given me so much food freedom. I skip breakfast and I eat my food in the late afternoon and evening. That works so well for my eating personality and my schedule. I can get tons of work done in the morning and afternoon because I don't have to worry about food. And because fasting has a suppressive effect on my appetite, I'm not even hungry, so I don't even notice. And I'm a night eater. I'm the kind of personality that likes to unwind at night. Give me bread, give me food. I want to eat food, and I want to eat big portions. So that's where this style of eating, I've been able to tweak it to work exactly with my eating personality. The reason why diets don't work for people is because they tend to work against your schedule and eating personality. And that's what's so cool about my fat loss fast system, is that it's not a method, it's not a cookie cutter approach, but rather it's a system of principles so that you can create your own method that will work for your unique situation. The other habits that really help me adhere to my nutrition, if I know that I'm going to be out on the road or traveling somewhere, well, protein bars. I call them snackages. You can squeeze them right into your purse. You can shove them in your car, so you never have to panic. You never have to resort to eating something that maybe you don't want to eat, as long as you got protein bars in your bag. And click the card to enter my protein bar giveaway, courtesy of my sponsors, BSN and bodybuilding.com. These are absolutely delicious. They taste like Rice Krispie Squares, except they have protein and they have so many yummy flavors. My parents like the salted toffee pretzel flavor the most. I love the peanut butter one. The other thing that has really saved me, my protein dessert recipes. I know a lot of you have my protein bar recipe ebook and my pumpkin desserts recipe ebook. These recipes, They have saved me so many times. They're basically replicas of your favorite sugary treats, except my versions are high in protein and low in calories. The portions are big and you get to eat them all. So I will link below to those recipe ebooks. And I also encourage you to check out all of the free recipes on my website. You can go to whatsaraheats.com. When it comes to diet, you do have to make somewhat of an effort. Like, for example, I have my salad and all the food I'm going to be eating tonight in my fridge. So everything's prepared and ready to go. The good news is that my Fat Loss Fast ebook has been relaunched. It's the 4th edition. It's a complete rewrite. In fact, it's just one book now. And I'm really proud of it. Really excited. And I want to thank everybody who has picked up the book and who has taken the time to read it. It means a lot to me. And I'm really excited to see the Team SS members who are following the system. It excites me to see them excelling. I mean, so many of the people have quit dieting. They've reverse dieted to a healthy amount of calories, and they are focusing on getting stronger and more mobile. It makes me so happy. It's just a case of making the effort to look after yourself. I mean, if you asked me, Sarah, why do you do this? The reason why I prioritize nutrition and fitness, it's because I want to be healthy, and I want to be healthy throughout my entire lifespan. I'm creating a buffer for my health. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the breakthrough I had with mobility. What is the key to improving your mobility? It isn't just doing the mobility drills, it's the way in which you're doing it. And I made a discovery 2 weeks ago that has completely changed my game. Now, if you've been following along with me, you know that my left shoulder mobility is not as good as the mobility in the right shoulder. Well, for the past 2 weeks, I've been doing this special thing I'm going to share with you. Wow. I cannot believe the improvements here, such that for the first time, I can actually consistently kick into handstands and hold them. If you're not balanced, then you cannot balance your body upside down. You need to be completely balanced with your musculature in order to be able to move well and do higher level skills, even low level skills. So the breakthrough I had this week was discovering how important it is to take the path of most resistance. Yeah, usually people are like, yeah, I take the path of least resistance. No. So whenever I would try to lock this arm out overhead, there's an area that felt so uncomfortable. So I would kind of go around it. So I was doing the mobility drills with this compensation technique. So I was never improving the mobility there. But if I actually forced myself to go through the path of most resistance, oh my gosh, for 2 weeks I've been doing it, and it sucks. It feels unpleasant, but I cannot believe the results I'm getting, and those sensations that feel kind of cruddy are getting less cruddy over time. Don't misconstrue. I don't want you to be aggressive and like tear stuff, but you know to gently go through that spot you don't want to go and just do it cautiously. I make the choice to prioritize doing my mobility exercises every single day, and it has paid off so much. Mobility is the secret sauce to getting stronger, to being able to acquire new cool skills like handstands. So the more mobile you are, the more capable you are going to be. And like right now at this stage of my life, that's cool because I can, learn cool gymnastics and CrossFit skills. But I realize how important this is going to be for me when I'm in my 60s, 70s, and 80s. I've created one heck of a buffer against decrepitude. And the other good news is that the web team is currently working on designing my whole new website. And when that launches, the new strength program that also teaches you how to improve your mobility and fix muscle imbalances, that will be launched at the same time. And I'm pretty excited about it because it's changed my entire life. It has made me capable of doing things I never thought I would be able to do. And it's something I'm very passionate about. So, yay. So watch this vlog if you want to learn about how to overcome mobility restrictions and muscle imbalances. So I already mentioned I struggle to lock my left arm out overhead. And a lot of that's because of my left pecs. So you can see that we're strengthening my left pecs. Notice it's the decline bench to target the pec minor. And we're doing the openers as well since the pec minor is tight. And it's really improved my symptoms of thoracic outlet syndrome. What about the lower body? How do I improve mobility in the hip? Well, by doing the stiff single leg deadlift. And I do that every single day, both legs, and I do an extra set on my weaker leg, the right side. And of course, lots of sandbag squats and carries. Here you see I'm working on strengthening my glute meads, the external torque chain. I'm stuck. And doing the rows. And like you can do this at home if you have a bench or the side of a couch and some dumbbells. Now, one of the reasons why I want to improve the mobility in my shoulders is so that I can do stuff like this. Now, because I know the left shoulder mobility is not as good on the right, I do not increase the weights on my snatches. I keep this at 55 pounds. I think it would be really foolish of me to, well, play Russian roulette. Let's get the mobility great, and I can just kind of focus on practicing my form right now with the snatching, but this is not the time to be loading me up. That will come as my reward when I fix the mobility restriction. So what's going on here? This is to improve the mobility in my external obliques, and this is to improve the mobility in my thoracic spine. So before I do a lot of pressing motions overhead, that would be something that I would want to do first. And I do these things as part of my warm-up every single day. Now, we know that the chest is weak, so that's what we're doing here. We're targeting it by having me squeeze into the ball. I just walk around with that, and I can do that at home too. And once again, these stiff leg deadlifts, I do them every day. It's all about doing the unsexy exercises. Nobody's going to post those on Instagram because they don't get the likes, but it's what makes you a better mover, a better athlete. That's the secret sauce to getting stronger and more mobile. So tons of farmer's carries to address any weaknesses with my obliques. One oblique is weaker than the other side, my right one. People ask me, why do we do the sandbag instead of the barbell? Well, the sandbag is more functional. It facilitates a more functional squat pattern. I mean, when was the last time I picked up a really big bag of kitty litter that was shaped like a barbell? No. I like the sandbag too because it's great for home gyms. It doesn't matter if you drop it on the floor. So for me, I'm not as good with external torque. So we are purposely trying to get me to use my glutes, my glute meads. So this looks like a deadlift, but it's actually not. It's mimicking the top portion of a squat. If you're having pain when you're squatting in your hip joints or somewhere else, it's because you're not applying the right torques at the right times during your squat. So people who say that they hurt their hip flexor tendons when they squat at the bottom of the squat, it's because they're not applying internal torque. They're applying external torque, which is not correct. Okay, moving along. The new jump rope, I've been testing it out all week, and so far there's been no issues with it. So I'm going to continue testing it, and once we are content, then Buddy Lee will be launching the brand new Sarah Solomon jump ropes. Yes, that's plural. It's a package. Back to the external torque chain with some wide grip pull-ups. The lats are part of the external torque chain, so are the glute meads. I'm squeezing those as well. So I'm getting so much stronger, but I'm also targeting my internal torque chain. I am doing the chin-ups as well, narrow grip. And I can see that all the work with the chest strengthening has started to pay off. I'm getting a lot more comfortable with my overhead positions. It's coming along. I mean, it's a process. It's not going to fix itself overnight. And internal torque chain with some deadlifts, just focusing on the hip hinge, internal torque, really using my external obliques. And that's why it does not hurt my low back at all. I am not using the low back as a mover. It's a stabilizer. My kitties. Back squats. Okay, so, I move at my own pace. I realize that social media makes it really easy to become obsessed with PRs, but it's not about that. It's about moving well. It's not about how much you can move. So I do not worry about the amount on my barbell. I'm just worried about the quality of my movement. So you can see I made my own decline bench press at home just by putting a plate under the bench. Now, what's interesting here is that you can see the improvements in the mobility in the left shoulder. So it's paying off. It's totally paying off. It's because I'm taking the path of most resistance. For years I compensated by taking the path of least resistance because, well, it felt more comfortable. I mean, there's nothing comfortable about taking the path of most resistance. But by choosing to force myself through that gently, not forcefully, gently, I've been able to strengthen the musculature through that deficient path. And that's why I'm seeing such incredible improvements with my mobility. Remember, mobility is your ability to generate torque or tension throughout the range of motion. It's your active range of motion. So here you can see me working on the T-spine mobility, keeping the chest muscles engaged the entire time. So I'm actually crushing the dumbbell, pushing inwards on the dumbbell. And again, we're targeting the chest because we know I'm delinquent there. So, but I mean, I was delinquent with my lats too. I was delinquent everywhere. But now it's at a point where we're finessing and we're realizing, okay, what's still kind of lagging behind, and we're going to go to town on that. Oh, the farmer's carries are hard. It's definitely a good workout. I was like sweating and panting when that was done. But I mean, I'm happy with the shoulder stability. I'm keeping the barbell completely parallel with the floor the entire time. Oh, I mean, what's a vlog without split squats? I mean, come on. You got to do these at least once a week. And I'm getting stronger. I think it's because of the mobility improvements with the left shoulder. So new PR, I was able to do 6 strict handstand push-ups. Can you see both of my cats on the shark bed on the box over there? And then this is the kipping version. It's easier because you can use your hips, hip extension, to help catapult yourself upward. So I can bang out a whole ton of these. Single arm Z presses. I do extra sets on the left. I even do a drop set. Good bro sesh. And I'm excited because the push-ups on the left, because I have better scapular stability, it just glides along the right path and it feels awesome. And even the toes to bar are getting better. I'm trying to keep my feet together. It's improving. And of course, I do these at least once a week. At least. I think everybody should do ab wheel rollouts. Oh, I'm leaning back there. Bonus points. Oh, check this out. Wide grip chin-ups. So you can see I have the supinated grip. So, yeah, I found them much harder than the pronated grip. Sandbag cleans were trying to get me to violently extend at the hips, because all good things in life begin with violent hip extension. Oh, and I just showed you me jumping to the bar. I wanted to confess something to you. I actually have a fear of jumping up to the bar, which makes no sense because I can do other crazy things on the bar, but it's just a fear that I have, so it's something I've been trying to overcome, and it's coming along. I'm a work in progress. And again, working on the back squats, prioritizing form. I can now do 130 pounds for 5 reps. And again, I'm moving at my own pace. This is not a competition. My ego is out of this. Here's some of my mobility routine, the Cossack squats. That's some good active range of motion right there. And my deep lunges. I do this every single day. It doesn't really take that long. I can get through the whole thing in about 15 minutes. And I'm not doing anything passively. I'm applying torque the whole time I'm doing this so that I can make gains. So this is the Jefferson squat opener. I am torquing externally like mad. Glute meads are on fire. These feel so much better with the left arm. Strengthening the chest has made such a difference in opening it up. So I was pretty excited about that. That's 85 pounds there. And Bean sees a spider on the wall. He actually did eat the spider. I love front squats. They just feel so good to me. I struggle much more with the back squats, but the stronger my posterior chain is getting, the less I'm hating the back squats. There you can see him chasing the spider. He's so funny. Non-stop entertainment from that cat. So if I'm happy with my movement quality, then what I'll do is I'll add about 5 pounds compared to the last time I did the front squats. So now I'm up to 115 pounds for the front squats. And I'm pleased because they all look good every rep. And here are my cleans. And single leg work at least once a week. And I always do an extra set on the weaker side, my right side. So little decline push-ups. I found a yoga block. So those felt pretty good. And then the L-sit chin-ups, those are hard. Secretly, I want somebody to put cocoa on my lap when I'm doing that, so I can do weighted L-sit chin-ups. But I also do the conventional chin-ups, so you can see the grip there, and then you saw me doing it with a wide grip with Gus. So I'm getting stronger, so it's cool. I like being strong. I mean, who doesn't like being strong and capable? So during this session, I did do a max deadlift 250 pounds. And, I realized I don't need to, be so fixated on doing a max deadlift. I know social media encourages to want to do that. So going forward, I would like to back off the weights and focus on doing more reps and doing really good quality movement. And that's going to make me stronger. It'll make it possible for me to have better 1-rep maxes in the future. All right, thanks for hanging out with me, and until next time, bye.